Welcome to episode 2 of Everyday Linux. In the last episode, we did a clean install of Ubuntu Linux on our desktop PC, and we left off right about where we are here now, just looking at our basic empty desktop. And we're going to start here by learning how to customize our desktop a little bit. And try not to get too overwhelmed with what you see here. If you're coming from a Windows environment, this is going to look sort of familiar, but there's some other things here, as soon as you move around, well, there's stuff popping up, and what's new activities, and what the heck is this, and this stuff down here. We'll get into that in the next episode. For right now, we're just going to go over wallpapers and color schemes and icons, and it shouldn't take too long. It's all pretty simple if you just take it little chunks at a time, and it's pretty neat once you start getting into this stuff. So one of the first things that people do or want to do when they get a brand new computer is change your wallpaper. So we're going to start with that, and you're going to right-click anywhere, blank spot in the desktop, and we're going to go to Desktop Settings. And ignore layout for now. That's something we're going to cover in a later episode. For your wallpaper choices, you've got color, which is self-explanatory. You just pick a color and hit apply here, and that's your wallpaper. Or that's going to be your background at any rate, and that particular color is a little obnoxious. You can go with image, and you see slideshow as a choice, and I'll show you that in a second. First, let's just cover basic image, which is kind of what you're used to with a Windows environment. It's just a picture in the background. What you can do is you can either download something, put it in a folder, and then just point to it from here. Let's see, where's our pictures? There we go, which we haven't got any because this is a new install, but you would point to it and click open, and then it would appear here, and you would select it, and click apply, and there would be your image. Now, KDE, which is where the K comes from in Ubuntu, and that's the graphics program, or the desktop program that we're using here. You're also going to hear that referred to as Plasma. Basically the same thing, and that's another thing. The difference is at this point we're not going to worry about it. I'll cover that at a later date as well. But KDE comes with some default wallpapers. And if you get the DVD version of the install rather than use the CD, I believe those wallpapers are already installed here. But to cut space and make everything fit on the CD, they didn't install them. Instead, they give us this little button right here, Install Default Wallpapers. Now, anytime, and you're going to see this here as soon as I click on it, anytime that you go to install anything on a Linux system, you're going to get a password prompt. Waiting for authorization, and there's our prompt. And this is just asking permission to download that wallpaper and install it for you. So we're going to go ahead and put in our password here. And you might be asking, where is it downloading it from? There's a website called KDE Look, kde-look.org, which is it's a community of people that design wallpapers and icons and screensavers and a variety of other things. And you can go there and find all kinds of things for different versions of KDE. This just kind of taps directly into their little store of images that they've got. And you can download things directly from here. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here. What this is going to do is it's going to download the package file, which is basically a compressed file, sort of like a zip file. And then it's going to install it. And I'll pick it up here when it's all the way complete. And there we are, package successfully installed. So we'll close, and then it'll refresh here, and we should start seeing those pop up in there. So these are the default ones that you can pick from. If you want to go in and grab some different ones, what you do is you hit Get New Wallpapers, and we'll go ahead and maximize this. And it's going to download these images for us, these previews, from the internet, from kde-look.org. You go over here to Categories. If you know what resolution your screen is, you can pick that one, and we know that ours is 1024 by 768, which is the number of pixels wide and high of our of our desktop here. We select that, and it'll actually narrow these down to the ones that will fit that desktop resolution. And of course, we've got order by newest. You can order by rating. And the rating here that's what these stars are all about. This works just like Amazon or eBay or any other number of sites. If you like the wallpaper, by all means come back here and give it a rating. Or if you don't like it, the rating serves a couple of purposes. One, it lets other people know how highly rated this wallpaper has been by other members of the community. It also lets the developer know, or the creator of the wallpaper know, that you liked it, and everybody likes to get that kind of news on their work. So if you like something, definitely come back here and use this rating system. So to install something, it's pretty simple. Just pick one you like and hit the install button. And we'll go down through here and we'll grab a few of these. One thing you might run into is you'll hit these and you're going to get this a menu option. These are just different variations of the wallpaper. We're going to go with the original on this one, and we'll grab this one as well. And of course, when it's done installing, this grayed out installing will go away just like it did, and you'll get this uninstall. Now, something that you might also come across when you click on that install button is this. You're going to get this pop-up here. And there it is. The downloaded file is an HTML file, indicates a link to a website instead of the actual download. Would you like to open the site with a browser instead? And what that means is they didn't actually upload an image for you to download. What they uploaded was, or they created a link so that when you click on install, you can go to their website and you can download it from there. And then you would go back to where we were in images, and you would just point to it and bring it in that way. But you should be familiar with that. I just went into that a couple minutes ago, so we should be good there. So we're going to click no. And some of these are still installing. Let's grab a couple other ones here. Okay, so then we'll click close, and it's going to take us back here, and we're going to start to see these. And if some of them aren't done downloading, they will slowly pop in there when you do finally get those downloaded. So once you've got some images in here, you can actually go up here to slideshow, if you like, if you can't settle on one. And you hit system wallpapers and my downloaded wallpapers, and then you come up here and you set, we'll leave it at 10 seconds for now. I normally set it for about 15 minutes, so they're not flying by so fast. And then you would hit apply. And I'm going to minimize it here so you can see this, but it's just what it says. It'll be a slideshow of wallpaper, and it's going to go through everything in there, and it's going to keep cycling through it over and over again every 10 seconds in this case. This is kind of neat, if you want to create a folder, and you want to like there's a default folder in your home folder called Pictures, and you can drop in family photos or whatever. And you can add that folder to this list under custom folders here. And it's real simple, just to add folders and pictures and OK, and then apply, and it'll add whatever's in that folder to your cycle here. But let's just go back, and we're just going to go ahead and set this to a regular image. And let's find something. There we go. I like this one. It's bright and colorful. It's happy. We'll go with this one. And then you've got this positioning here. Now, before when we were talking about getting new wallpapers here, and you had this option under categories for resolutions. Like I said, if you don't know what resolution you have, go with one of the larger ones. Pick the biggest one you can get here, and download those wallpapers. And then that way, when you come back here, you can select under positioning. You can select different options here for centered or scaled is usually the one I go to. That's where it'll actually just shrink it down to fit the desktop. If you've got a wallpaper that's smaller than your desktop resolution and it tries to scale it, it'll enlarge it, and it'll pixelate it. It doesn't look so good. Scaled and cropped is where it scales it, but it crops out certain parts of it. So if it's like a letterbox format and your full screen format, it'll cut the sides off. So you got some options here. Tiled, if it's too small, it'll create a tile of your wallpapers. But I prefer scale, and we'll just keep that there. And we'll click OK. So there's our wallpaper. So the next thing we're going to look at here is the general appearance. You'll see if let's open up our file manager here. You see we've got this color scheme here, just this gray color scheme around the edges, and we got white in the middle. You can actually change that. There was some limited ability for this in Windows, a little bit more of it in Windows 7. Not quite to the extent that you're going to find in here. To change that, we're going to click on our K menu here, which works just like the Start menu in Windows. We're going to go up here to System Settings. And then we'll click on Application Appearance. Alright. So, widget style is the style of how your buttons and your drop-down menus and your sliders and things, it's just the general way that those things look. Let's see. Yeah, we got one here, we got some here. There's some real basic ones here. You can download more of these. I don't typically mess with these. I kind of just leave them at the default most of the time. But see, here's the old, like Windows 95 style with the progress bar here. And there's this one. It's kind of a blocky, older, really kind of a robotic looking one. And then Plastique. This one's kind of cool. This is from maybe 5-6 years ago. This was the default style for KDE, and of course back then it looked pretty cool. Now it's just, it just seems kind of old. Oxygen was one of the options a few years ago, and it kind of gained a lot of popularity, and people stuck with it. So this is now the default that you're going to find when you come in here. And we'll leave that where it is. And we'll go to colors. And that's just what it says. You got different schemes here, and we can get more schemes. I'll jump into that in a second. And you can actually download one from a website and then import it. That's one option. Or you can create your own. If you go in here and go to colors and options, you can kind of customize what all this stuff looks like, moving these sliders around, picking out different colors for different types of actions, for different parts of the screen. And then you would come back here and you'd hit Save Scheme, and you'd name it whatever you want to call it. And you can see here, if we pick Oxygen Cold, it gives us a little preview of what that's going to look like. We can hit Apply just to see what that's going to do for us. A little bit difference there. Wonton Soup's kind of a little bit darker one. And I for a long time there, I was using these darker styles. I've kind of got sensitive eyes that are really sensitive to light, so these were really nice. Anymore, there's some newer ones that I've liked, and I'll go ahead and show you those. Right now, we're going to put it back at the default, and we'll go ahead and maximize this again. So we'll click on Get New Schemes, and again, this is going to grab schemes from that same website, KDE-look.org. Same type of thing. We got a rating system here again. I don't think I showed you this before. You can click on Details, and it'll give you a couple of these, and a little tiny preview there. The author's name, their website, and just a little bit about it. And then you got the install button here. But we're going to go back, and you can order these by rating. And my favorite just happens to be right there at the top, which is Lucky Eyes. That's the one I currently have on my desktop at home. We'll install that, and we'll grab some other ones here just so we got a few to pick from. And dark red looks interesting. Neon looks interesting. Okay, so we got a few that we've installed here. And if we hit close and we go back, we're going to see those pop in here. Yeah, okay, so we got dark red. We'll click apply so we can get a better idea what that's going to look like for us. That's kind of interesting. T-Sun. I think I had this one for a little while. It's not bad. Yeah, see, it's okay. My current favorite is this Lucky Eyes, which the difference between this one and the default is it's very subtle. I like it. It's a little bit darker. The edges of these things aren't quite so hard. It's kind of a softer scheme. I like this one. So once you got that picked out, and again, if you like it, go back in here and find the one that you like and give it a rating. So we're going to back up again, and now we can go and we can pick out icons. Oh, and something else I want to show you real quick here. So if you're going between these menus on the left, and let's say you make a change, and you don't click apply, and you move on to something else, well, you're going to get this pop-up here. It's going to ask you if you want to apply the settings that you changed, or if you want to discard them. I'm going to discard them because I kind of like what I've got already. So icons. We have our one icon theme in here at the moment, which is oxygen. If we go to the advanced tab, we can pick out our different icon sizes for different parts of the screen and different things that pop up. And you can set different effects for what happens when you mouse over something or when you select an icon. So those are some things that you can customize about it. But we're going to go back to themes and let's grab something new here. Again, we're going to kdelook.org is where this is getting things from, and we're going to see the same rating system. All right, so let's grab them by rating this time again. All right, let's pull this one down, and we'll take the latest version. Let's try this ice glass out. Well. Oxygen colors. Oh, see, there's that pop up again. Let's just ignore that. There are some really neat ones here. I wonder if we can grab. Now that one we have to install manually. I already tried that one once before. Dark glass reworked. This one's pretty cool. This OSK icons. That one's pretty neat too. It's actually an icon set that's based off of the OS X icons. And they've, there it goes. And of course, they've OSK for KDE. And they've kind of adapted them for the KDE desktop environment. And we're still pulling those down. We can look through some of these other ones here. That one, and let's grab this one as well. And then we'll let those download. Okay, so same as before. Once they're installed, you get this little red X. The button changes to a uninstall if you click the button. Through the magic of modern day technology, skipped ahead through about a 2-minute wait to download all of these icon sets that I selected here. So if we click close and we go back and we give it a second here, there we go. We should see some of our new icon sets pop in here. And here's our little preview of our default oxygen theme. So we can click on these and we can get a preview of what these new icons look like. Oh, not a lot of difference there. Huh, okay. There's ice glass. Oxytab was dark. Well, let's see what that one looks like. Alright, now we can see the difference here. Our little K menu has changed. So it's our little desktop icon. We click up in here. Oh yeah, these are kind of cool. I like these ones too. I think we'll just go ahead and stick with those. And there's this K Fanza, which I'm not real sure about the pronunciation of that one. And see, we've changed again. Those are kind of neat, but you know what? I think I'm going to go back to this Oxytab. What's dark here? That one was pretty cool. Okay, so we've gone over our changing our icons and our colors and the style. The only other remaining things here is fonts. Those are pretty self-explanatory. GTK appearance. There's some applications that are based around a programming style called GTK Plus, and sometimes those applications will kind of adopt their own little appearances, and this is just kind of managing how those interact with the KDE themes and things. Emoticons. This is for chat or inside of emails. Just what your icons are going to look, or what your little smileys are going to look like, and you can download more of those. And that works the same way as with the icons and the color schemes and things. Okay, so one last thing I want to touch on here is desktop effects. Now this is going to take a little bit faster processor, I think, than what I've allocated for this virtual machine. If you're using like a little netbook, it might have problems with this. If you try to use some of these and your computer can't handle it, you're going to get this little pop-up down in the corner about desktop effects being disabled. But if you're on a newer actual desktop PC or a newer full-on laptop, these are kind of cool to play with. This is just screen behavior and little extra tools. There's explosions, so when you close a window, it doesn't just kind of disappear. It like explodes and falls into pieces all over the screen. There's glide, where things kind of glide back and forth, like a wavy sensation going across the screen there. You can adjust the translucency. There's all kinds of neat little stuff here. Definitely kind of play around with these things. There's some really neat stuff. So we're going to back out here and get back to our desktop. And that'll conclude this episode. I think the next thing we're going to touch on is widgets, which is what this little thing is right here. This is a desktop folder widget. But I'll go into detail about that in the next episode. So thanks for tuning in.